Welcome to my show, simply entitled Women Influencers.
I am Veronica Malolos, CCIM, founder and CEO of Capstack Commercial, a commercial real estate company serving the greater Orlando area. Today's guest is Tina Thakkar, president of J. Sterling's Wellness Spa. Hers is a great immigrant success story of resilience, hard work, and commitment. A story that will definitely motivate and inspire you. Please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe below. I welcome your comments and please share with someone who can benefit from this podcast.
Well, hello, Tina. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I am great. I'm so excited to have you, Tina, because you're such a successful businesswoman. And if you don't mind, I want to just dive right in. I would be so happy if you could share your story with us, how you grew up in your environment and how you got to where you are today.
Sure, definitely. First of all, I want to thank you, Veronica, for having me part of this podcast and all the women who are listening. I hope, listening my story will even create a little impact in your life. So my name is Tina Thakkar. I was born in India and I grew up over there. I had a small family, parents, a younger brother, but my parents were like, my mom's side, they were like 4 or 5 brothers, sisters, same on my dad's side. So technically we had a big family, even though we are not living under the one roof, we were like celebrating all festivals together. We are going on vacation with each other. So I grew up in a very family friendly environment. And I did study in my major in microbiology. After I finished my graduation, I just wanted to study further. So I did my post-graduation as a lab technician. And if I tell you in India back 20 years ago, it was not pretty common, especially in my town or the area I lived, for girls to work after they finish study. Mostly they just get married and, start a new life. But since I was a kid, I always wanted to have my career. I wanted to have my own job and be independent and not just depending on my dad or my husband or anybody,
So you see, this is the reason why I invited you. I think you're such a trailblazing woman. So yes, continue with your story.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So as soon as I finished my lab technician program, I started applying in the laboratories, and soon I got a job as a blood lab technician where I was like doing blood tests and collecting bloods and all stuff. So after working about for 1.5 years, I met my husband, and it's my time. It was pretty common, arranged marriage. Again, nobody's forcing you, but you just kind of meet with each other, spend some time, and if you like each other, then move on. If you don't like it, no force from your parents. So we liked each other, and he was the one what I was kind of looking for. For me, education was a very big part, and which he had it, and he had a very good family. So we immediately married within 1 week, which is kind of surprising for the people here.
I think that is so amazing. It's cultural, but it's also very brave, to be entering into something. And I'm glad that you liked each other. I think that's
definitely
amazing.
We'll be finishing 20 years this December.
Congratulations. So awesome.
Thank you. So yeah, just after that, just in a couple of months, I moved to California, USA. And to be honest, it was a very big cultural shock for me. New environment, new culture, learning English language, as I studied in my local language back in India. So big challenge was communicate with people. So first thing, I had to learn English. And I guess the most difficult part was staying away from the family, because when I came, I guess I was the first one in my family who went out of country. So we had no family here. So it was a bit challenging to get settled down, being immigrant, but we did it. We came over it. And just after my marriage, my daughter was born, and she's 18 years old now, doing the first year of college in UT Austin. So we lived about, I would say, 1.5 years in California, USA. And then we decided to move to Canada. And I would say the major reason was that, as I mentioned before, I always liked to have my career and work. And when I came to US, I was on dependent visa. And as per the laws that time, I can't work legally in USA, and which make me stay home for the rest of the life, which I didn't want it. I wanted to have my own career and same time raise my daughter as well.
Good for you. Good for you.
So yeah, so we decided to move to Canada, and my primary focus was, challenging with the learning language. So I started doing some customer service job like Subway, Walmart's, gas station, which gave me opportunity to meet people, talk, and learn the new language, English. Then I was ready to start my career, and I started study in IT field, information technology. I applied for the software development program, which was about 1 year. As soon as I finished, I got hired by a really good IT company over there as a software developer. And I spent about 5 years over there working, which gave me opportunity to, learn. And it was different field for me, from microbiologists to software developers. So I learned a lot, from that perspective in that job. And after, I would say, I worked for about 5 to 6 years in that company. And then I was pregnant with my little daughter. And as soon as she was born, like me and my partner, my husband, we always wanted to have our own business. And we decided this is the perfect timing, that we have saved enough money, and he had finished his MBA degree in the business management. So we had a knowledge, we had money, and we were ready to start the new adventure on our own. So, which made us move from Canada to Florida, looking for some good business opportunities. And I always loved Florida because of the nice weather over here. So we purchased one running spa in Sarasota, and we just loved how just in a couple of months, with our knowledge and expertise, we were able to grow business so fast. And I was able to see that, we were able to provide all the spa services at a very affordable price compared to what other businesses that were able to offer that time. And you could see instant results on client face when they come out from massage or facial, and you see how happy they are and how it's helping their health and everything. That was something I felt like I could see the instant results on client while working on the computer. It takes months to release your project and to see the outcome. So we really like the whole concept. But our goal was to start in Orlando, something, and grow from there, because Orlando is a big area to grow. So we opened our first location in Orlando in 2016, end of 2016. And then we grew from 1 locations to 5 locations in Orlando right now. Probably one more we plan to open. We have our own franchisee now. So yeah, that's what we are standing right now.
Oh, congratulations. And again, your franchise is called J Sterling's Wellness Spa.
That's
And
correct.
I'm just so excited because my family and I, are your first franchisees. And we believe in your model so much. And like you said, you can grow it very fast, very profitable. But let me ask you a question. If there was one challenge that comes to mind, and how you overcame it, what would that be?
I would say my biggest challenge, which was like 8 years ago when we moved here in 2016, me and my husband, we both had very highly paid ID jobs. But again, as we had a dream to do something on our own, we quit our jobs and came here. And my little one was just born, couple of months old at time. My other one was 9 years. And starting a new business is pretty challenging,
Yeah.
especially the spa industry was very completely new for us. So there was like a lot of learning phase for us, understanding, working with people. It's completely different than working with computers. So it was kind of overwhelming. And when you start a new business, you don't see money for first few months, especially you're opening your, new brand. It takes you a while to reach to the stage where you see money coming back in. So it was pretty challenging, where you were making really good money, and that comes the phase right now where you're unsure, like, is it gonna work or not? Am I gonna make money out of this business? But we had a faith. We kept working hard. I would say first 6 months when I opened the location, I did not take a single day off. I did open to close straight 6 months. And when we started to see profit, we hired more front days. Right now, we have managers for all locations. And as a personal, being a mom and wife, it was very challenging, to start a new business when you have like literally 6 months old baby in your hand.
Yeah.
And you're my elder one, that was cultural shock for her too, because she grew up in Canada. So, starting a new school. So it was a bit kind of challenging to, how I spend my time with my family, kids, and business. But it was good support from my family, and we kind of made it.
Great. So you overcame by faith, by just hard work and family support. Would you say that that
Mhm.
was how you overcame it? Wow, fantastic story.
Correct.
Let me ask you about an outcome that you're most proud of
Mhm.
that you had an influence on. What comes to mind?
So I'm very happy and proud of all the, what we have accomplished with the J Sterling's brand name in Orlando with 5 locations. And I believe I have made influence on my kids, especially my older one, because she has seen us going through all tough phase of the life, seeing me working at the grocery stores. And from there, I started my study when she was like 2 years old, switching to IT. And she has seen the struggle of how hard we worked in the business. And she's very happy, and that, what she has learned from me and her dad. And hopefully she wants to take over J Sterling some point.
Wow, that's amazing. I think that oftentimes we overlook the impact that we have on our own children. And you're absolutely right. You are a model for her and your other daughter because they see how
Thank you.
hard you work and how smart you are and how dedicated you are. So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tina, let me ask you, if there was one piece of advice that you could give to our audience, what would that be?
So I would say when you are making money, spend your money wisely, save money, especially if you want to start a business. Unless you have money from your parents, you need to work hard to make that money. Then only you can start your business. So anytime you're making money, spend it wisely, have your saving plan. And I would say if you have a kids, teach them same thing. So, when they grow up, they follow the same path.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree with you that a lot of people, once they make a lot of money, they spend it all. And so saving money is just so important when you're building a business because, you make money and then there will be seasons where you don't make money. And hopefully that's not the case for anybody, but that's the reality of it. Would you agree?
I do agree. To be honest, especially, it's a kind of, you can say, it's cultural, and that's how I grew up with my parents. That I always believed in saving money, regardless how much I'm making. I always spend in budget, and be careful where and how much I'm spending. And when COVID hit, we didn't know if the business is
Yeah.
gonna come back. So that's time I'm like, this is the example that you should be saving money just to be prepared if any situations comes in your life, you are able to manage your family and kids and everything.
That's fantastic. Really great advice. Very simple advice, but let me tell you, a lot of people don't take that advice. So thank you. Thank you for that. Well, we've come to the part of the interview where I get to pass on the mic to you and you get to ask me a question. So,
That's exciting part. Cool. So Veronica, I think I have known you for about couple of years, and whatever I heard from you, and I had started watching your podcast, listening recently. So I see that you are just full of energy anytime I see you, full of ideas and ready to start a new adventure. So what motivates you? What's the inspiration behind?
so thank you for that question. And I have heard that comment even just today when I was having lunch. Somebody was asking me, how do you keep going? And I'll tell you that the answer to that would be that I keep myself open. because we are not in control of anything. And I believe that we are blessed with certain talents and opportunity, and that we need to step into those opportunities if it feels like it is an opportunity by God. I'll be honest with you that every morning my prayer has always been, I am open to whatever you, my Lord, have for me today. Protect me, bless me, and please close the doors if they're going to harm me and my family. And so I get the energy just from being open to opportunity, from being open to people, other energies like yours. I'm always open to inspiration. I am open to possibilities. I never think to myself that I'm too old, or maybe somebody might think that they're too young or that they come from another culture. No, because our lives are so special. Every one of us are so special. And so I think it's important that we learn to be open. And I've been open to the things that I think are a blessing. And again, I pray every day that I can discern whether or not it's a blessing or a curse. And if it's a curse, I want God to close that door shut for me, because I don't want to be stepping into something that might harm me or my family. So thank you for that question. I hope that that kind of answers a little bit
Yeah,
of,
you're very inspirational. I like the idea of, starting your day with prayers. That's something I would like to get started and get the energy from the first thing in the morning to get going.
absolutely, absolutely. And you've heard of some rituals that people do where they think about just gratefulness in the beginning of the day, and just asking also for protection. I think it's so important to ask for protection because we could be harmed so easily, like not saving money, right? Because we get so thrown into profit and the possibility that we can have anything we want, and we lose sight of what's important. And I love that piece of advice that you gave me. Now, I wanted to make sure that I give you an opportunity to talk about the J Sterling's franchise. If people were curious about that franchise, where would they go? Do they go to your website?
So let me tell you that you would go to jsterling.com and you will be able to find the contact information from them. And just there is a feedback form as well. You can just fill it out. It comes to me and my partner, and we will always get back to you. And if you live in Florida, close to Orlando, I would say come and visit J Sterling Spa, experience our services, and I would be very happy if any woman wants to, whoever listening wants to start their own franchisee, take our one location. We would be very happy to help you.
That's fantastic. I love it. Let me tell you, we've seen your numbers, we've studied your business model, and it's so profitable. And that's the reason why we bought in as the first franchisee. So again, thank you for being here with me today, Tina. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.
Thank you so much, Veronica. Thank you, everyone who is listening this one.
Thank you.